Hello and welcome to the movement. My name is Crystal and today we're going to be working through the full body, doing a little full body flow. The equipment that you're going to need today is just your lovely self. Check. Somewhere comfortable to lie on. And if you need a support, something to sit on like a block or a cushion, you can grab that as well. We're going to be starting with our feet and ankles today. So if it's comfortable for you to just sit with your legs out in front of you, if you find this position not super comfortable, you can also just recline yourself back. Okay. And what we're just going to do is focus in on making nice, big, slow circles with our ankles. And because our legs are on the floor like this, we can notice when the rotation is coming from our hips versus keeping those hips as strong and stable as possible and trying to really create that movement just from the ankles. You're going to notice a little bit, but we're going to try as much as possible to create that just from the ankle joints. Okay, try to point your toes as much as you can, scoop them around, and then pull those toes as close to your face as you can, and then back around again. And then we're going to reverse around. One more. Good. Shake those arms out if you were reclined. Then we're going to come into a bear sit. So what that means is you're just going to, if you are sitting on a mat, you're going to bring your feet just wider than the mat. If you're not sitting on a mat, you don't have that reference point, you're just going to bring your feet just a little bit outside of your hips. Okay. Hands go behind your back. And we're going to start by just dipping the knee in towards one knee. So I'm going to start with my left knee in towards the middle. I'm going to open it up and I'm going to dip the other side. And where I want to think about creating this rotation from is from the hip, not the knee. Even though my knee is coming down, it's my it's my hip that's creating that rotation. One more each side, nice and slow. Noticing when you go down here, maybe your back wants to really go with it. Try to really focus that attention to stay through the hip. It feels grosser, but it's better for the hip joint, that ball and socket joint. Okay. Then we're coming back to that bear sit position. You might need to reposition your little tushy, that's okay. We're gonna drop both knees down, okay, into that 90-90 position. I'm reclined, so I might feel this in either hip. Then I'm gonna open one knee up at a time, leaving this other knee down for as long as I can, trying to spread open. And then my knee will follow and drop over to the other side. Then I'm going to open this knee up, keeping the other knee down as long as I can. And then over to the other side. You'll notice that I'm moving really slow, trying to be really intentional with that movement. You might feel this in your glutes. Your glutes might be like, what the F are you doing? Might feel a little crampy sensation because your glutes aren't used to moving like this. Just notice whatever is showing up in your body. We're gonna do one more each side. Open up. Other side. Good. We're going to land on this side. I'm going to bring my arms forward and I'm going to face my front leg. From this position, this front leg, that same arm, I'm going to take it and I'm going to go right down from my hip and just drop my elbow down. Okay, so from here, I'm gonna think about rolling my glutes forward on this side. So just help your bum along. So you're in this nice extended position here. Holding this hip in this position, we're gonna make these nice big arm circles. So we're gonna reach as far as we can in a nice big circle, following your hand with your eyes. Holding that hip position with like 30% tension, okay? Don't like lock that hip down. Just hold a little bit of tension in that extended position and then make these nice big arm circles. Two more. Okay, and this time I'm gonna come across, gently rotating out, and then coming back up. And we're gonna go over to the other side, same thing. So we're just gonna, I'm gonna swap my front leg. Okay, did you see how I did that? So I was on this side, and then I'm just gonna swap my front leg so that I don't turn away from you. Okay, so now I'm still facing my front leg, but I swapped sides, I swear I did. I'm taking that same arm to the front leg, and I'm gonna drop it right down, elbow beside my hip. Okay, I'm gonna help my bum. I'm just gonna help it over so that I squeeze my tush and bring that hip into an extended position. I'm gonna take this arm, I'm gonna draw a nice big circle, following my hand with my eyes. Holding that tension in the hip and just noticing what's there. Noticing where you feel it. Noticing any differences from side to side. Notice what feels good. You might be like, wow, that feels so nice right here. And then you might be like, ooh, my chest is really tight right there. Rotate out of this. Okay, and then we're going to need the block or a pillow for underneath your head. We're gonna lie on our side with our hips stacked, knees bent, shoulders stacked. We're gonna do one arm swimmers. So what that's gonna look like, internal, external rotation, moving through extension and flexion of the shoulder. We're gonna start with our hand tucked in behind our lower back. Think about sliding the back of your hand up between your shoulder blades. And then you're gonna lift that elbow off your back, slide the arm out, so extend the elbow. Then you're gonna rotate your palm to face the same way as you're facing. You're gonna reach that arm up overhead, and then you're gonna bend your elbow and try to slide your palm down your neck in between your shoulder blades. Okay, try not to like do some weird shimmy, just find where you naturally go. And then you're gonna lift off, extend the elbow, reach up, rotate so the palm is facing away from where you're facing. Reach back as far as you can, tuck the hand, and slide it up your back between your shoulder blades. And again, we lift up, extend the elbow, rotate the palm, reach overhead, palm slides down the neck in between the shoulder blades. Then we lift up, extend, rotate, we're gonna do that one more time. Okay, we're gonna go over to the other side, same thing. Okay, so we're gonna start by setting you up in that stacked position. So shoulders stacked, hips stacked, knees bent. Taking that arm, we're starting with the back of our hand tucked behind our lower back, and we're sliding our hand up our spine between our shoulder blades. Then we're gonna think about lifting our elbow up, extending the elbow. We rotate the palm so that it's facing the same way that we're facing. Reach up overhead. Then our palm slides down our head, neck, and between our shoulder blades. Then we're thinking about lifting our elbow up, extend the elbow, rotate so the palm is facing away. Reach back, bend, and slide. Okay, lift the elbow up, extend, rotate, reach up, palm slides down the head, neck, and shoulder blades. Extending the elbow, rotate, reach, bend, and slide. Lift, extend, rotate, good. Okay, we're going to stay on this side and we're going to move into a twist. And it's easier to demonstrate this from this side. So listen to my words and watch what I'm doing. So I'm bringing this arm, this bottom arm, underneath me, and I'm extending my arm so that my head could relax comfortably on my bicep. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend my elbow and I'm going to reach that palm as if I was sliding my palm down between my shoulder blade. Then from here I'm going to take this top arm and I'm going to grab hold of my elbow. I'm going to think pulling as if I'm pulling my elbow so that I can reach further down between my shoulder blades as I open up into a twist. Okay, so come back to the side body, readjust your elbow if need to, open up, come back, last adjustment, open up, and we're just going to hold this and breathe. On the next inhale, gently rotating back, and then we're going to switch over to the other side. So you start by lying just on your side. You're going to take that bottom arm and extend it so that your head could lie on that bicep. Then you're going to bend and slide your palm down between your shoulder blades. Okay, just like we were just doing. Take this top arm, grab your elbow, as if you're helping to slide the palm down between your shoulder blades. Then we're going to twist the upper back. Okay, we're going to come back. We're going to do it 2 times. Make an adjustment. Slowly open up. Coming back around. Last time, last adjustment. We rotate and then we hold. On the next inhale, gently coming back. And we're gonna roll onto our backs. So we just stretched this side of what we were just doing. So now, naturally, we're gonna go pew pew. So we're on our backs, feet are flat, knees are bent. You're going to roll over towards your left side, which is gonna open up your lower back on the right side. Then you're gonna take your right arm and you're gonna have palm facing down towards the floor, and you're just gonna tuck it behind your lower back. Okay, then you're gonna gently roll those hips back so that you're lying flat again. Knees stay bent, feet stay flat. And then you're just gonna notice what's there. Some people notice it right away. They're like, OMG. There's other people, they're like, oh, I don't really feel anything. Okay? We're not searching for any weird, big, deep stretch. It's a really subtle, deep, capsular thing going on here. Okay? If you're looking for a little bit more, if you feel something that you think you can just go in, lean in a little deeper, what you're gonna do is you're gonna rotate the knees in the same direction as the right arm or the arm that's tucked behind your lower back. Okay, and if you want, you can then take the chin and you're gonna look away from the shoulder that is tucked behind the lower back. So you're gonna look towards the left shoulder if your right hand is tucked behind your lower back. Out of it. First, if you rotate the neck, bring the neck back to a neutral position. Then you're going to bring the knees back to center first. Then bring them to the left side just to open up the lower back. And you can release the arm, do a little arm circle. Then we're going to go over to the other side. So we're going to rock our knees over towards the right, opening up the left lower back. Tuck the hand, palm facing down behind your lower back. Bring the hips around to center first. Okay, notice what's there. This might be enough. You can stay here. You don't have to go any deeper. If you want to lean in a little bit, you're going to take those knees, keep them going towards the left side if the left hand is tucked under the lower back. Okay, and then the last layer of this is you're going to take your chin and just very gently look away. So look towards the right shoulder. I mean, I say look, but I mean move your chin towards your right shoulder, away from the left, the one that's being stretched. And then we focus in on the breath. Okay, to come out of this, we start with the neck. Bring it back to center. Then we bring the knees back to center. Keep them going towards the right side just to open up the left lower back, to release the hand. And bring them in towards the chest. You can wrap around and just give your lower back a gentle massage. And when you feel ready, you can come up to a seated position. And that's our routine for today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.